What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Charting Crypto live stream. Doing a daily weekly live stream right now. This is not the giveaway live stream. This is just going over the crypto market and seeing what's going on. I got some free time in my hands. Instead of making a bunch of videos, we are going to be just going over some coins. So Chef Natron with the 1-2-1-2. So everything must sound good. Music, voice, everything's all good. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so just a quick look at BTC. I've been looking at BTC quite a bit. I've been looking at other people's charts on BTC, and a lot of them are very, very bearish unless you ask Mr. Andy Walk. I'm just kidding, Mr. Andy Walk. He's from the Discord. A lot of people are pointing out the similarities to the last two consolidations, and then the hammer came in to push us down, and how it's acting very, very similar. They're all predicting one more push up to 25. Or yeah, 23 to 25, and then capitulating back down a little bit lower. So I'm actually going to draw a fib on this and do a little bit of my own dissecting on it for you guys. So we're going off the day chart right now. Actually, we're going to jump over the 4 hour, do some macro time work on it. We'll go back to the day. So currently right now, BTC, we have it up to the close right here, bounced off the 618, and you can see the $25,000 resistance up here on BTC. So I am currently thinking we are going to be heading up to around that 24. People are saying 23, which is the 236 at 25, and then capitulating back down. A lot of people are thinking we're heading down to this 1618 at around 13,000 to 10,000. If we just take a larger look at this, we can see that there is some support right here at around 16,000. So I'm going to draw a support line right there for you guys. And then inevitably that hard drop down, you can see back here we had that 3 top drop top, so that is definitely support as well. So as of right now, what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen, we have Powell speaking towards the end of the week, and BTC I think is going to be gradually moving up until Thursday, Friday, and I think that's when we're going to see this 236 at 23,000, and some people are saying a wick of the 25 for one more test, and then that's where the hammer's going to come in. And it's just going to hammer right there, and then that's where people are thinking these big drops are going to be coming in. I think on that first major drop, we're going to have to break below 18,000. Head down to 18,000. If we break 18,000, the next support's 16,000, and then this is where people are getting super bearish. If we get below 16,000, all the way down to 12 plus. Currently, if we head down to around $16,000 on Bitcoin, I'll probably just get all the way back in the market. I have 75% of my profits that I took during the bull run still are in the market right now. 25% dry powder still sitting on the side. I do think we are going to capitulate one more time on BTC, and I think this is going to be the last time we capitulate on BTC, and then after that we can start getting bullish again. At least that's what I'm going to be looking at. So as of right now, I'm going to be keeping an eye for one more push up on BTC and then the hammer to drop, and then from there we're going to have to, I'm going to be keeping an eye on these 3 areas: 18,160, 16,376, and then inevitably around 12,000. I'm going to be buying. This is where I'm going to start buying. It's around 17,000 is when I'm going to start placing my orders and buying some coins on the cheap. It all depends on how the altcoins perform during that big capitulation down on BTC that I'm kind of seeing. If, you know, as everyone knows, I like quant. I want to pick up more quant, but quant's currently high right now. And last time BTC crapped a bed, it dropped down to 40 to 50 dollars, but quant plays against BTC pretty hard, so we'll have to see what quant does if BTC starts dropping, because I want to pick up some more Azro as well. But if quant drops down to those prices, those juicy prices, I'll be going in on quant. But currently right now, I think BTC is going to be heading up to test this 236 to $25,000 resistance one more time, and then the hammer's going to be dropping. You can see if we just do a general look at the RSI, every time we've peaked out here, I'm going to draw a mean line for you guys. Previously, during these last drops, the top before we dropped, you can see the top before we dropped was right here on the RSI, and as you can see on the charts as well, the top was right here, and that initiated that first big drop. Second big drop, we really didn't touch this line right here, but you can see that was the next top of that consolidation period, and then we had the big drop down to 30, and after this first one we went down to 30, and you can see we just tagged it recently here at that 25,000. So I think we're gonna be coming up here on the RSI one more time and then working our way back down to 30, and if we head down to 30 on the RSI, that is bringing me down to around $17,000 Bitcoin. So I'm going to be keeping an eye for $17,000 Bitcoin. I know people are saying it can go down to 10,000 and everything like that. On the short term, I'm just keeping an eye on 16 to 17, and that's where I'm going to enter. I'm not going to play any games on having it crash down to 10,000. If it goes down to 10,000, I have some money in the bank that I'll play with that I don't use for crypto. I might start investing my earned funds from my work back into crypto instead of just my crypto funds. But as of right now, trading crypto is keeping an eye on $17,000 Bitcoin. So with that, I did go over quant in my recent videos, a recent upload video today. So I haven't looked at Azro yet. I'm still looking for a dollar in Azro, and this thing just keeps performing really well, unfortunately. I did the update on Azro yesterday. This is the day chart. We're gonna jump over the 4-hour chart. I'm looking for a dollar. I'm not gonna buy, well, knowing me, I'll probably FOMO in somewhere, but I'm not gonna be buying Azro until we touch the 786. That is my plan right now. My plan right now is not to touch Azro until we touch the 786. And as you can see right now, this uptrend that we were in, let me get this trend line going. This uptrend that we were in actually broke. So we broke this uptrend, we put in a lower high, which is initiating a downtrend now. So we are officially in a downtrend, a short-term downtrend for Azro. We bounced off the 618 here, and we're battling between the main resistance at 133 and the 618. 786 is down here at 94 cents. You can see this general sliver of a support channel. That is where I am going to be placing my buy-in order at $1 for Azro. The crazy part is we have to get through some pretty heavy support in order for that to happen. We have to fall below 122, which is the 618, and then we have to fall below the 113 as well, which is a thick support channel and a main support area. But if that happens, I think the dollar's going to get hit next. You can see there's a lot of room in between these two areas right here. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on $1.13 for Azro. And if we drop below that, I think we'll be heading down to $1. And as you can see, we did just put in a lower high. So something like this could be the case: up, down, and then right there, the hammer comes. And this is where trading crypto picks up some more Azro. So I have a buy-in order in at $1. If it gets hit, it gets hit. If not, so be it. I'll wait till BTC drops a little bit lower, because I don't think this thing will be immune to the heavy BTC drop that I see coming in. Yeah, the end of this week is going to be a very, very interesting story. So this weekend could get pretty wild. This week into the beginning of next week, I think could be pretty crazy in the crypto market, depending on how Powell and all that stuff goes. Who knows? Everyone's thinking that it's going to get bad. They could come out with something good, and then the markets could pump from there. And everyone could be completely wrong, but as of right now, I think the extended Bitcoin bull run still is out the door. I know there's some people still charting extended bull run. I mean, they actually have charts to back it up, but you can pretty much chart anything to fit your narrative if you really want to. So short term for Azro, I'm keeping an eye on $1. So let's see what's pumping. So what is pumping today? Yeah, this is just a spur of the moment live stream. I had some extra time, thought I'd jump on and talk to you guys. So BTC is actually up 1.6 at 21. Worst performer of the day so far, or best performer is XDC. Worst performer is EOS. EOS was doing pretty dang good yesterday. You can see in the week we're up 32% on EOS. When I first got into crypto, I was really interested in the EOS, and it really hasn't performed much. I know there's pretty good utility and stuff behind it, but nonetheless. So as of right now, we see Cosmos is pumping, Chills is pumping 13, XDC's up, Bitcoin Cash is up 9.8. We got AVAX is actually recovering after its largest drop. So the largest drop in the week, let's take a look at that. I'm pretty interested. The largest run-ups EOS, and the last 7 days, the worst one Celsius. Surprise. And you have Filecoin. So with that, let's take a look at Inverse Finance. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Forgot to put my little tagline thing up. Kind of new to it, so we'll just see how that works. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna look at Inverse Finance real quick. 1 second. Sorry. That's what happens when you do impromptu and you're not prepared. Okay. good enough for who it's for. So as of right now, we went to L0. We're getting the inverse finance. Inverse finance is down 2.3%. Infinite max supply 167,000, circulating 190,000 total with a 16 million market cap. Extremely small market cap. All-time high is $2,000. Last bull run, all-time low was 2 months ago. So hopefully you pick some up 2 months ago if you're a long-term holder of INV. Almost got it perfect. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so we're getting the inverse finance. Inverse finance right now, we were pretty well. Zoomer was pretty bullish on inverse finance. I guess he made some pretty good profits off it. As of right now, we dropped down to this general support area. If you look at the RSI is reset and the MACD is about ready to flip bearish, so there could be one more push down. Let's draw a fib on this from bottom to top. We're gonna draw a larger fib though. We're gonna bottom to this top, see if that's valid. So that one's not valid, so we go to the next one, and this one's the valid one. So currently right now we're bouncing off the 618. I'd be keeping an eye on this general 618 area. Let me blow up a little bit. So as of right now, we're RSI is low, MACD is actually converging back up. So I'd be keeping an eye on a slight movement up for inverse finance. Looks like we're bouncing between the 618 and the 0.5 area, as you can see. So the 618.5 just consolidating sideways. And inevitably, I think with the way that BTCs go, we will be seeing this drop down to around $91 inverse. Who knows, that could be the catapult that launches us higher, but the way that I think the market's going with BTC, I don't think that'd be the case. I think this pattern that it ran the pattern that it ran right here with the pump, I think that pattern's void. I mean, this pattern's very similar to time, and time didn't play out either. So I don't know if time's pattern's not working out, but time's pattern is going, if it falls below $53, if time drops below 53, it's going to be invalid. But as of right now, inverse finance is consolidating between the 618.5. I think we will see that drop down to around $91, which would initiate another oversold for inverse finance, and then that could be our leg, the catalyst we need for another leg up on inverse finance. So as of right now, I think inverse finance is going to touch around $91 to $92, and then from there I think it's going to be moving up a little bit higher. So if there's any coins you'd like me to chart, make sure you put them in the chat. So we had Time Wonderland. This is my Moon Boy chart. Very similar to the chart we just looked at for inverse finance. You can see inverse finance also had the 3 top up and the consolidation, and then it shit the bed. The thing about this one is this has a double support before it craps the bed. So 53.85 is our lifeline for this coin. This capitulation down here has to hold. If we break below the 786.53, then unfortunately this pattern played out and then it's done. So I'm thinking if we still do have some juice, if we do, it's gonna be that capitulation down to 53 for a move higher. But we can't fall below 53. If we fall below 53, all this bullishness that I've been on for time was for nothing, because we are heading down. So we have a double support right here, 786 main support area. That is your lifeline. Keep that in mind for time. If you see it drop below 53, I would start to get a little bit worried, because I could extend this down previous here, and you can say, oh, there's another 786 at 44, but you know, you could constantly drop this down, but there's no double support here. If it drops below the double support, I think the large capitulation that we're looking for time could possibly not happen until, you know, BTC starts rising. And like I said, time has a very small market cap with very small circulating supply. If it survives this bear market and enters the bull run, you could be seeing some massive gains for time. But for right now, I'm going to be bullish on this. A little bit of hopium, everyone needs that every now and again. Keep an eye on this double support. I think that'll be the trampoline that pushes us a little bit higher. I'm thinking 180 to 200. I know I said 250 earlier, but I think 200 is going to be the top. Yeah, 200 top to top. So if we bounce off 53 and you start seeing us mooning, then hell yeah. I mean, the MACD and the RSI are still set up to do it. I thought back here on the 17th when we had the huge run up and it capitulated to the oversold was the point. I thought this was the launch point, but apparently it was a fake out and pushed us below the 7 or below. So for chrono time right now, 53 is the life support. Yo, Mr. Andy Walk, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. So Tim says Jasmine. We'll take a look at Jasmine real quick. So Jasmine's up 0.8% at 009. Total supply is 50 billion. There's only 4.7 billion in circulation, so they could put another 45 billion more coins in circulation. So that's something to just be considering. Small market cap now of only 44 million. I remember when there was only a couple million coins in circulation on Jasmine, and Jasmine was above $1, and then they just screwed everyone over by dumping billions of coins. Feel sorry for those people, but as of right now, 4.7 billion in circulation, 50 billion that could be put in circulation, and 44 million market cap. All-time high on this was 479 over a year ago. That's when there was only a couple million coins in circulation. I think it's going to be a very, very long time, if it's even possible, to reach this price again with the amount of coins that are in circulation. The all-time low was 2 months ago at 008. So we're only up 13% there. Jasmine's currently available on the following exchanges. Let's look at that Jasmine on the short term. Okay, Jasmine. I haven't charted this since August 14th. I said we got to keep an eye on the 618 area, it looks like. So if we zoom in and take a little bit closer look at that 618 area, we fell right through it. We fell right through that 618 area. That's very unfortunate. So the all-time low was back here on July 26th. So currently right now RSI is low, so yes, you could definitely run. MACD is still tailing up in a bullish style. So we're gonna draw a micro fib on that. Well, not a micro fib, but a fib on this and try to dissect it. So as of right now, you can see we've wicked below the 786 to the top of this support channel. We're gonna zoom in and take a very close look at these candles to see if they're wick or actual hard candles. We briefly broke below it here with a hard candle, and luckily the top of the support channel saved us. So as of right now, we're consolidating between this resistance at 9.4 and the 786. We can't lose the 786 on Jasmine. If we lose the 786, unfortunately, I think we're heading down to 88, and then it'll be in trouble. We'll be heading towards possible new lows again. But for Jasmine right now, we're just consolidating sideways. It definitely has room to run. I mean, if you look at the RSI is only 36. If we draw a mean on 36 and just see how often it bounces off 36, you can see we were hovering around 36 here, shit the bed, and then we were oversold. We bounced off 36 here, entered oversold, bounced off 36 here, almost entered oversold, dipped below it here briefly, entered oversold. So this is looking on the RSI like it could be a possible bottom as well. So that bottom could be one large capitulation down to 86 and then a move higher, or the 786 could be the drop. But inevitably, I do think we'll be seeing that one push down. And if history repeats itself, which it doesn't do, but it does rhyme, one of these areas I believe is going to be one of the bounce points. Then we'll be seeing another push up to the oversold area. And I think that oversold area will be up here around 10, or not 10, around 1 cent. I think 1 cent's gonna be a very difficult area for us to get over. And if we start entering, if the RSI starts taking off and we break above the 618, I think the highest we go is 1 cent before we start making some lower lows, especially with the way that I believe Bitcoin's going to be taking. I think this coin will have one more slight pump and then it'll follow Bitcoin down. So not bullish on Jasmine right now. I haven't really kept up with the news on Jasmine. I was following it for quite a while, but I kind of just stopped playing Jasmine. I made quite a bit of money flipping Jasmine before the bear market got heavy, but as of right now, we're consolidating between these two areas. I think the 786 or this main support at 86 is going to be the launch point for one more push up. For the bullish top, I said 1 cent. For the mediocre top, it's going to be the 618 at 9.7. But I think we're going to be heading up towards that 1 cent area pretty soon after a slight drop to the 786 at 9 cents or 8.6. I think that's the case for Jasmine right now. Just to replay the previous RSI moves. V chain. Okay, so V chain, I haven't charted this since I had colored fibs, so I'm pretty interested to see how this turned out. Oh man, Moonboy Adam, or Moonboy charting crypto. This is when I thought I was gonna break over the 786 back in April. So this was when people thought we were gonna be taking off towards 100K Bitcoin. Okay, so VET, I know Zgoth is looking for an exit on this. He's been looking for an exit on it for a while. I don't know what he bought in at though, but probably to buy more quant. So as of right now, we're bouncing off this double. This is the double support area for VET at 2.4 cents. It's the 786 on top of the main support. We're pretty much consolidating between that and this double resistance area. So there's a double support and there's a double resistance. So the double resistance is the 618 main resistance, and the double support is the 786 main support. So eventually one of these are going to give. Just the way that it's looking right now, RSI starting to tail back up. MACD is in a bullish run scenario, and every time we've been oversold on this previously, we've ran up to almost the oversold area. So if we enter the let's see how large that was. So if the oversold area on this to pretty much the overbought area would be approximately that was a 46% run from May 11th. From May 11th to May 23rd, and then this previous one oversold right here to that high was only, oh, that one wasn't big at all. 32, so that's not bad. So between 30 and 40, it looks like from being oversold to the top. So if we had that happen here, and this is the start of it, a 30% from where we're currently at would be top here to test this resistance at 3.4. That would test the top of this 3 top drop top. So that actually looks doable, I guess you could say. Then if you had that 40% like the previous one, that would bring you up around 3.7. I don't think that's the case. If you want to be moon boyish, I think we're to be heading up to test this resistance up here at 3.3, but that's kind of crazy to say that we're going to do that right now with the way the market is. But the RSI is tailing up, MACD's bullish, so I think what the case would be is this attempt that we're at right now. If we take a closer look at these candles, you can see we are battling out this resistance. I think we break this resistance and break this 618 at 2.6, then run up to 2.8, which is another double resistance at the 3.82, and just rinse and repeat type stuff until we get back up to here for VET. And then right here's gonna be a very, very heavy resistance area for us. You can see we had that 1 top, 2 top, 3 top, shit the bed. So let's just keep an eye on VT gradually moving up. Like I said, it's all dependent on BTC. BTC is the tide. This is just a ship riding upon that tide. So if Friday comes and Powell speaks and it's bad, then it's going to be bad. I mean, it's not immune to BTC. If BTC stayed where it was and just consolidated, I could see this thing gradually moving up to this area at 33 cents. Let's look at API 3. Okay, so API 3 is up 4.3% on $1.97, 114 million max, 60 million circulating, 119 million market cap. All-time high was 1030. Last bull run, all-time low was a year ago at $1.04. So this thing's never been below $1. It's been out for what? November of 2020. So it's never been below $1. So that's just something to be considered of. Never been below $1, all-time high of 1030. I like API 3. Unfortunately, I only owned a very, very small bag of it. Looks like last time I tried API 3 was back here on August 13th. I said keep an eye on the 786 right here. Looks like we blew right through that 786. Pretty nasty drop actually, all the way down the support channel, main support. Bounced below that, crapped below it again, tested it as resistance, tested this as support, and we just broke back above it. So we currently broke back above this support area. MACD is pretty much stagnant sideways. You can see it's not really doing massive growth. RSI is tailing back up. If we just take a general look at the RSI history, you can see every time we've tagged this general 30 range, we've worked our way back up to the 76 range on the RSI. So like I said, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. So why wouldn't that happen now, right? So a movement up to the oversold area to 70 to 80 on this RSI would bring us up to the 618 main resistance area at 223. So as of right now, I think something like this could be the case. This is a slow move up to this general area right here. And that's where to be looking for API 3 to top out at before it has a slight retracement. So I'm going to be bullish on API 3 for the short term. I think API 3 is going to be rising up to at least $2.16 to $2.20 area, this general area, before we start. We'll assess the situation at that time. We could definitely blast through it, but nonetheless, every time we've tagged this oversold area, we've retraced back down to 30 as well. I mean, it's just a cycle. I mean, look at this thing. Tagged it down, tagged it down, tagged it down, tagged it down. It's just a rinse and repeat type scenario since May of 2022. So just going up and down like this, we could go up and then down and then just work out from that. But as of right now, I'm pretty bullish on API 3 in the short term. What's up, Jake? I recently did Jasmy. I think it was 2 coins ago. So if you want Jasmy TA, just scroll back a little bit. It was 2 coins ago. I kind of went in depth with it. So with that, I want to take a quick look at Ethereum. I don't remember what I was talking about here. Look, like I said, if we break below this heavy support area, we're gonna be heading down to that support area, remove. So as of right now for Ethereum, looks like we're consolidating. We actually broke above this resistance. Hey, that's crazy. So hang on. So Ethereum looks like it might actually be working its way towards 17,000. One sec. I haven't looked at Ethereum in a couple days. I don't know what's going on there, but I need to get my act together. So as of right now, we are testing the 786 on this fib. RSI is definitely has room to move up. MACD isn't even close to converting over bearish yet. So if we break above the 786 at 1,664, which is only $4 from now, $1 from now, if we break above that, our next stop is definitely going to be around 17,000, I believe, for Ethereum. But this is going to be a double resistance area. You have the 618 on top of a thick resistance channel and a main resistance within it. So there's a ton of resistance right here for Ethereum. And if we play that out with the downtrend that we currently started, we play that out with the downtrend, it does look like a valid move, heading up to around that $17,000 range and then tagging out there to make another lower high, something like this. Tag out here and retrace down to 15 and then just rinse and repeat type stuff for Ethereum. At least that's what I'm hoping. I'm not going to pick any more Ethereum up unless it gets down to the $1,000 range again. I have enough Ethereum right now. I want to pick up some altcoins. So during that last major drop, I was focused on Ethereum and Quant. I got a pretty decent amount that I'm comfortable holding if I don't pick any more up until the bull run. And right now I'm focusing on some other altcoins. The short term right now, 786 is what we need to keep an eye on at 166. What is this? 1668. We break above that, I think we're heading up to around the 17,050, or not 17,000, 1750. And I think that's where we're gonna be topping out, is this massive resistance area. And then working our way back down to here to 1500 for Ethereum. So bullish on Ethereum in the short term up to here, and then we'll assess the situation. But from there, I think the hammer comes down. And these are 4-hour candles, so that's looking like it's having 4, 8, 12. End of tomorrow to the day after, we'll probably tell that story. You would have left. Oh boy. I have another Japanese bag with sushi if you haven't done that one. Yeah, I can look at sushi. So sushi right now is up 1.9% at $1.21. 250 million max, 192 million in circulation. So that's something I look at as the max compared to the circulation, and this does not look bad. I mean, yes, they can put more coins in circulation, but a majority of the coins are already in circulation, which means they can't dump a lot more on you. Similar, I mean, vice versa, like Jasmine had 4.7 billion coins in circulation, and they had a max supply of 50 billion, which means they could dump 45 billion more coins in the circulation. They can dump less than 100 million. You know, it's about what, 57.3 million more coins in circulation or something like that. That's how many they can put in. And a small market cap of 234. That's not bad for a coin in ranked 152. All-time high on this was $23. Last bull run, all-time low was 2 years ago at 47 cents. Currently available on the following exchanges. I know it's available on other ones besides this. It's also available on Coinbase, I believe. So I haven't charted sushi swap since I used colored fibs. So let's see how accurate I was back in the day. I charted this on April 16th and it looks like it played out, whatever I charted. Oh, I moved the fib, so now I don't even know what it was. I'll chalk it as a win. Good job charting crypto from the past. Good job. Okay, as of right now, it looks like we had a decent rally on the RSI. We entered that overbought territory and we're starting to move up rather quickly. You can see every time we've entered the overbought territory on the RSI, besides this one fluke, I guess you could say, it's not really a fluke, but more often than not, when we head down here, it looks like we have a really steep, fast climb up to the oversold area. So oversold to overbought. So oversold back up to the overbought. Oversold back here to the overbought. Oversold back here. It took a little bit while, but we went into the overbought after that. And it looks like the general time frame on that is, let's see, from here to here. That's 78 bars. From here to here, let's see, from here to here, 65 or 68 bars. So it's looking like it's around 70 to 80 bars every time. So let's just do one more time. 3 times would be, this one was 70 bars. So yeah, between looks like 70 to 80 bars it takes to enter the overbought territory on this. So 80 bars from where we're at right now would currently be, so 80 bars would bring us out to the beginning of September. And if that was the case, that'd be, we'd be moving up till the beginning of September. But with the way that BTC is going, I think BTC is going to put the hammer down. And you can see this is a trend reversal. So short term right now, without any fibs, I think we're going to be heading up to 124. MACD is bullish. It's still diverging apart from each other. It's still in a bullish fashion, moving higher. Yeah, so bottom to top right now. Hang on, let me draw one more fib. I don't like how it's not touched. It bounced off something here, and it's kind of irking me that I can't find what it is. I have to find it. One sec. It's gonna bug me if I don't. I don't see how it's respecting that right there. Looking like it's respecting the previous high before the fall. Yeah, So this low to this high before we started falling, and that's what's respecting right now. You can see we bounced off the 618, heading out towards the 0.5 main resistance at 124. RSI definitely has room to run. MACD is still moving in a bullish fashion. So I think on the short term right now, what we need to keep an eye on is 124. I do think we do break 124, and I think the main area that we're going to have trouble with is this 131 area. You can see it sitting on top of the 382. So this is a double resistance area at 130, 131. And inevitably from there, if I had to predict, I think we'd bounce off that, then test this support, because this would flip to support, and then we'd assess the situation at that time. So as of right now, I would be keeping an eye on this 124. You see 124 break, I think we definitely head up to 130, and then I think that's where we that's where we will top out at and have a slight pullback. So right now I'm going to be bullish on sushi in the short term. Just keep an eye on 124 and then 130 from there. Yeah, September is